Hello, adventurers and Artfighters. I hope you're ready with me, because here I am revealing all of the 4 artworks I already did in the first week of Artfight. I hope you're ready, because I sure am. These were amazing OCs, and I absolutely love all the stories. So, if you want to hear about the stories and the way I drew them and why I drew them, Nicodem Mazer. I'm actually not sure. By Triplecactus. I'm just gonna call him Nico. Basically is a promising academic that studied under colleagues, professors, and was invited to a test in his postgraduate time. But that thing went horribly wrong. Because again, it's radiation. Things can go very horribly wrong with radiation, and he received one of the higher lethal doses, being the only survivor of it. Well, I got lucky in a sense, living way further than anyone expected. Though his professors were wary, and they offered him to exile him somewhere safe, quote unquote, because he could be a danger to society. And yeah, so in the end, Nico exiled himself into a forest, though he did not know that people were still watching him after being exiled. And well, this is kind of the plot where I decided to come in with my drawings, because I do love angsty art, and this character's chef's kiss in regards of art. So I definitely wanted to do something in the forest and something with the feeling of being watched. Because again, it was said in the backstory that Nico was being watched by his professors, who just were ready to examine his body. And so apparently things are weird in that set forest, so I decided for a more creepy kind of look. I definitely wanted to draw these very thin and veiny trees from above hovering over him, so it's kind of bird perspective, the bird looking onto Nicodemus. So basically a bird perspective looking onto Nico. And I tried 2 versions, or at least I wanted to have 2 thumbnail versions in the beginning, but then I thought, hey, why not keep this a standing pose where he basically looks from above, feeling watched kind of vibe. It was a lot of greens, a lot of darkness. I struggled a bit with the trees and the colors of the backgrounds. And in the end, I decided for a darker one. I added some eyes for more, creepiness. And a bit of scars, because I imagined he was spent days in there, and it's not really easy to survive in the forest for days. So yeah, and I added this little number to say, okay, it is 1:37 a.m. to add even more of the feeling of we are currently watching him. I wanted to also add a static, but that ended up being way too much for this artwork, and so I decided to leave it out. And just in the end, slap on the black color filter, lower the opacity a bit, and voila! My second attack went out to Sinaheh, a streamer and artist who does a lot of D&D artworks. And I've been following Sinaheh for a while now, so I just had to draw them again. It's yearly tradition at this point, and they are a lot of fun to draw. Basically, I decided to draw a bit of angst, because I'm on Team Tragedy. We need to have a bit of tragedy in our lives. For this one, I decided to draw Lorian as the main piece, as the main villain. And of course, the OCs, Leo and Cal. All 3 of them are part of a D&D campaign, and it's really fun. I definitely recommend you to check them out. As I do with all artists and all of the characters, of course. The story is basically that Lorien's mom started marrying into the crown. And yeah, at first Lorien was promised the throne, but then Cal came into the view, and well, he was the heir of so the true son of the king and queen, and well, that means a 0 throne for Lorien. But then Lorien starts getting, well, bad. I mean, he was bad from the beginning. He is meant to be bad. He's meant to be a villain. And at Cal's birthday, if I remember correctly, he tried to assassinate the prince. Luckily, Cal survives, but Lorien is exiled into a monastery where he stays for a while until he eventually brings a lot of children into it. I think he brings in Leo, who he, yeah, takes care of questionably at best, and neglectful. Yeah, definitely neglectful. And until Leo, of course, escapes and meets the party and happiness and all that. So, and even falls for Cal at some point. And it's really interesting to listen in, and it's definitely a very cool story to follow. So I wanted for this piece to be Lorien the main vocal point, because I wanted to do a big villain piece, so I thought he could be sitting kind of from the top and kind of controlling like Leo as his puppet, and Cal, well, kind of replacing him. Hence why I decided for Lorien to have, instead of the usual green palette, this kind of blue clothes, because he kind of replaced Cal in a sense, and took over his clothes and took over his role. But I still wanted this to be menacing, and I really love using the color red as a menacing color, so I used it through diamonds in the crown, or just like elements in the outfit, on the table in the background, and I think it turned out neat. Definitely big recommends to check out Sinaheh, and yeah, this is it. Voila! My third attack is for SaviusSilver, featuring both the characters Zachary Williams and Salvatore Sustenance. Zach and Zell, I'll just briefly call them. Basically, the story with Zach is that he was born as a demon into the temple or church of the god of time, but people did not like him and, well, mistreated him until he eventually, well, tried to escape that place because, yeah, not a lot of happiness to be found. And he meets with William, Salvatore, sorry. He meets with Salvatore, and who is kind of a strange being in a sense. I think this, if I remember correctly, the story with Zell is that he once was a being that murdered the god of time. Hence why the god of time couldn't hear any prayers or anything and intervene. Well, die. And so the others didn't know really what to do with him and kind of, yeah, punished him for it. Until Zell was able to slip into this current human body and take over. And he has been staying there, being supervised apparently too. And he tried to escape as well, that supervision. But then he found Zach, and he decided to take Zachary, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at pronouncing names, with him and take care of him. And in a sense, they both bonded, and to a point where the one was really desperate without the other, if I remember correctly. So it's definitely an interesting story. It's definitely very angsty. And at the beginning I wanted to do it in a rather dark tone, But the more I drew, the more cute it got, and adorable and warm, especially with all the right red tones. So it's kind of got adorable in a weird sense. Zack lying on Salvatore, and they are just kind of enjoying life for this brief moment, for this brief happiness that they can share. And I think I'm pretty proud of it, actually, especially in regards of the hair rendering. It's definitely one of my better pieces, and I had absolutely fun drawing it with any of these, to be honest. But again, much love to SaviusSilver for their lovely OCs. Absolutely stunning. And this is it, voila! The last OC I draw was William from Goldleafedcrown. Basically, the story of William was that he was turned. Well, not really. He didn't consent. Let's be real. He was involuntarily turned into a vampire, and has been avoiding everyone ever since then. So he's been kind of by himself until he met someone and got kind of along. It's a rather short story. But the creator basically said angst was okay, so I decided, okay, I'm on Team Tragedy, I want to draw angst, and therefore I tried different kinds of poses and tried to figure out what would look nice. And I ended up pretty much liking the lying on the ground, and so I developed it some more. Drew the hair. I really enjoyed drawing the hair and the eyes. It was fun. Added some more blood, because basically with this artwork I wanted to tell the story of William being turned by this unknown being. And why later you can see that I try to do a shadow on top of it, kind of like the person is looking upon William. And there's still some blood, so it's pretty fresh scenes. I wanted this to be in a forest as well for like extra creepiness, I assume. Well, no, I am not assuming, I know I did. And in the end I also added on a like black color and then lowered the opacity, because if you have like the black color mode, it'll turn your artwork into a black and white painting, and then I basically erased in the middle of it. I erased on the shadow layer as well, so that the blood could also pop a bit, and yeah. Then turned this art into an art piece. Again, much shout out to Goldleafedcrown, who also revenged me with this beautiful piece. Absolutely amazing work. I love how he draws Haster, and oh, he looks so scrunkly. So absolutely, thank you so much for being so lovely and so kind. So here you have it. All 4 of my attacks and 1 attack I got back. They were all amazing to draw, and I had so much fun. So big shout out to all 4 artists. Again, I've linked them in the bio with the Artfight links, so you can check them out as well and attack them if you'd like any of these OCs. I'll of course have my links in there as well. So if you want, you can leave your Artfight links in the comments as well. I'd love to hear what you have been up to until now. I have 1 more big project left, but I think I'll save it for a special episode. I think I can talk a lot about this. So I hope you're curious, and I hope you have a great week off and a great month of Artfight. Enjoy!